This is Sergio. We are back with another edition of the Quarantinecast. And like always, I'm really excited, but especially for this one, for the first time ever, I'm speaking to a world champion. I'm joined by Arjan Bhullar, who's the one championship world heavyweight champion. How does that feel?
Feels good, man. Feels great. A dream come true and life-changing moment.
So it took a little while. I mean, you won the belt, but people in North America didn't know for a little while. What was it like trying to keep that quiet?
It was one of the weirdest things ever, to be quite honest with you. I celebrated in private with my coaches and just close family, and then again for a second time with the world. So I guess you can say it's double the celebration at least.
What was it like to finally get that belt wrapped around your waist? What was that feeling like?
It was amazing. That made it real. That made it a different win than other wins. That made it special.
Obviously, you got back to Canada. Celebrations ensue, but there's one tweet that went out that a lot of people are talking about, and that was Prime Minister Trudeau tweeting out congratulations. What did that mean to you to know that you're being recognized not only by Canadians worldwide, but the most powerful man in Canada?
Powers with the people, first of all. So I don't like to use that, but the most influential, the leader of the country, if you will. It's a huge moment, and my family came here from India for a better future, of which I'm a byproduct. And to be able to do that makes all their struggle and sacrifice worth it.
Obviously, you're the first person of Indian descent to capture a world title in mixed martial arts. What does that mean to you, as well as being, I think, only you and Christian Lee are the two Canadian-born champions in mixed martial arts at the moment? What does it mean to be able to represent both countries?
It means a great deal. Canada's, we got Bibiano here, like you said, Christian Lee. There's myself. Angela Lee's in the mix, all these individuals, and everyone's right out of BC here even. So it's special. The West Coast has got a lot of talent.
And the card that you happened to be competing on was kind of based around the Indian heritage. What did it mean to kind of see one recognize that and put together an entire card around that?
It was a big deal. It basically, they lined it up for us, the whole Indian team, to have success, of which I was main event. So I had to make sure I brought it home for us. The title on the line, main event, you got to close the show right. And they set it up for success, and I believe we knocked it out of the park.
This isn't the first time you've captured gold before. This is the first time in mixed martial arts, but you have been a winner in your career, and many, many times. Compare this victory to winning the Commonwealth Games, to representing Canada at the Olympics. Where does this rank among your accolades?
It's right up there. It's up there with every moment. It's life-changing. All those other moments led to this one moment. So I've got to say, it really is the pinnacle.
How does that background? I mean, obviously wrestling translate perfectly into mixed martial arts, but when you go from wrestling your entire life into now there's strikes, you got to incorporate that. I mean, you've accomplished so much before. Why make that transition? Why switch to mixed martial arts? Was it the new challenge? What was the reason for making that switch?
I felt I had more to give. I'd done wrestling since I was in diapers, a little burnt out from that. I saw great opportunity. I saw great potential. I felt I could be the best. Simple as that.
And you were the best that night. You fought a legend of the sport in Brandon Vera. You didn't just go out there and beat him. You beat him emphatically. What does it mean to you to beat a guy like that? A guy who's won the belt. He won 2 belts over there at one. Former UFC fighter, recognized worldwide. What did it mean to beat a name like that rather than just a regular fighter?
Yeah, at the end of the day, you want names on your resume. And to beat him for it was a great deal. He's a great deal. He's a great ambassador for the Philippines, for the division. He's been champ 5-6 years, knocked everybody out. Fought the greats of the sport, from John Jones to Randy Couture on down. And to beat him everywhere, I felt it showed that, hey, we're well-rounded, we're world class, and it's time to be king.
It is. It is time to be king, and the way you did it was TKO, and that's something we hadn't seen from you, and I think almost 5 years since your last TKO. Did it feel extra special knowing that you finished them rather than taking it to decision?
Absolutely, absolutely. I felt we could have got the finish in the first round if he didn't slap on that Kimura. We had 2 minutes to work on top, but it played out the way it did, and that's exactly how we planned it. We knew we were going to hurt him, and when we did, we stayed patient, as was the plan.
When you look ahead to that division, I mean, there's some options you have. Obviously, Rainer de Ritter's called you out. You have Kang Ji-won, who looked very, very good as well. There's a few options you have. As a champion, I mean, you're kind of in a position now where you can kind of pick who you want. Is there a name that sticks out to you, or are you just kind of okay with whoever they give you?
No, I create my own destiny. I've got the gold. I've got the clout. I've got the say. I've got everything. Obviously, we work with a company. Chatri and the company have been great. So it has to be an opponent that makes sense for everybody. And those 2 names you just named are big. Kang Ji-won has momentum. Until anyone else in the division racks up a couple wins, starts getting momentum like him, he's the guy. And de Ritter is just because he holds that 225 belt. If he loses, maybe it's to whoever he loses to, or whoever he loses to. It's more about the belt than about de Ritter.
I love it. I love that. I love that response. You talked about Chatri and one championship. I think right now one championship has the best production in all of mixed martial arts, and arguably in all of sports. People over here in North America may not recognize that. But what does it mean to you to work for a company that really puts on these high quality events?
It's a blessing. The company and Chatri, and they gave me an opportunity of a lifetime, and it's an opportunity no other company out there gave me. They valued the Indian market. They valued my place within that. And without that, I don't get to do what I did. So it means a great deal. And in terms of how they do it, the values, the Asian values they have, and they lead with, those are values that I've been raised with. So I connect with that, and it's been a great, great partnership.
When you, I want to talk about the day that you left the UFC and you signed with One. There was a lot of people who were like, what's going to happen here? I mean, us in Canada, we always thought the UFC was the best promotion. One has really excelled and has dominated the Asian market. And when you look back at that decision to go to One, did you think that in 2 years you'd be able to capture the world title?
Yeah, I felt we were 1 year delayed, right? We were supposed to fight last March. So
Yeah.
It should have been sooner, but we got her done. When we signed, it was who has the gold, who do we got to take out to be the top dog here. And, I don't look into promotions. I look into myself. I got to watch my own back and take care of myself. No one else is gonna but me. I've got a wife at home. I got 2 young kids that I love dearly, and I got to provide for. So me, my brand, my value is ahead of every decision. And One was head and shoulders above the UFC's offer and anyone else out there.
You got a tweet from a friend of yours a little before your fight, and that is from Jinder Mahal, who obviously competes in WWE. What did it mean to get that tweet from him and that message, and what does that friendship mean to you?
A great deal. We've known each other back when we were kids, 18 years old, before we were anything. And he's gone on and done great things in his realm, and here I am doing my thing. So, and he got the world title before me, so I'm happy to get mine. And they had Cena do something with Vera too, so it was good to stick it to Cena.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. It was almost like Mahal was with you and Cena was with Vera. You ended up getting it done. I know the WWE and wrestling is something that has piqued your interest. Is that something that you could see happening sooner rather than later?
Absolutely, the industry has. Whether it's All Elite, whether it's WWE, again, we're talking with both. We love both. We got to see what makes sense for us. That's the main priority heading in, and then everybody else obviously makes sense for everyone as well. So same process that we had with UFC and One.
And then I'll end on this note. What does the future look like for Arjan Bhullar?
The future is going to be more greatness, more cool things, more trend-setting things. We're working on some very cool initiatives. and they're going to be rolling out in the coming months here. And then, so, pro wrestling, they'll defend the title, we'll get another title. We will see. But a lot of exciting things coming down the pipe.
And then lastly, is there anyone you want to thank, any sponsors you want to give a shout out to before we end it?
I just want to thank my management, CAA Sports. They've done a great job here. I want to thank Chatri and the company. I want to thank my coaches, Jay Johnson, Adam Ryan, Joe Renzano, Buller Wrestling, aka Javier Mendez, Daniel Cormier, everybody, all my training partners, everybody that's put on for me. I thank them all.